This is your video for the August eclipse. The August eclipse, the second one. And we are looking at a lunar eclipse. And it's a lunar eclipse in Pisces at 4 degrees. Let's talk about it. And I have outlined for you a kite. You'll be glad to know it's a different kite. Things have moved. Things are in a different spot. We've got a mini kite in earth and water. You can make bricks with that. We'll tie that into this event as well. This is a north node eclipse. The node is right there. You see that at 29 degrees in Aquarius energy. Different, new, unconventional shocks and surprises. Very unpredictable energy. Very futuristic and very focused on something that we're uncomfortable with, because this amplifies the unpredictability of Aquarius energy with the North Node in it. A finishing, a closure, and ending of a cycle. It is moon energy, family, home, feminine energy, nurturing women, group energy, the public. It's going to affect lots of folks. History, and it's in Pisces. So we think public figures, political figures, anybody who's on the stage and screen, anybody who is an influencer. Now, this is also faith. This is also beliefs and prayer and music and meditation. It's all of those things as well. But at the 4 degrees, the past is somehow very strong here. So we think strong karmic ties with Pisces energy and the moon energy combined. Pisces can be a surrender. Again, I talk about it as like a calm surrender energy, but hopefully there is an acceptance, surrender in terms of peace, acceptance and surrender in terms of we want unity and oneness, because regardless of what country you're watching from or where your mother country was or whatnot, there is a commonality of human beings, right? Living together on this rock. That is what makes one of the things that makes us bonded, whether we like it or not. So the 4 degrees and the planet being our home and the North Node, Aquarius, is shocks and surprises and new. And when we think of the 4 degrees in our planet, and our home as in our houses and our housing and nurturing and my childhood and the release, because it's a lunar eclipse. So it's a release of the past, a release of maybe the karmic energy, the karmic ties connected to the past, to family, to feminine energy, beliefs connected to what family looks like, beliefs connected to homes, beliefs connected to nature versus nurture, beliefs connected to the mother wound. This can be a huge release that brings healing, a restoration of faith, not as in religion, but more along the lines of spirituality and the cosmic laws even, because that 29 degrees, that talks about a galactic community, a cosmic community, because it's a combination of moon and this North Node. It's a combination of Pisces and Aquarius energy. Their service to the group, altruistic energy is inventions that helped the advancement of humanity. Dissolving, that's a Pisces word, but we are dissolving the karmic bonds that no longer serve us, those things that did once nurture us, but they're outdated. And that's a big key word with Aquarius energy. Shit that's outdated. Systems, structures, authority figures, bosses, the social system, social services like science, medicine. It's a big release that promises a new beginning. There might be revelations with Pisces energy and beliefs and reveals of the past because of the Aquarius energy bringing shocks and surprises. A little bit of a bonus. Get your rising signs. Know what your ascendant is. Because right here, right now, I'm going to let you know that if you are an Aries rising, which means you're subconscious, this is a release of karmic energy, a release of something that you were held onto in terms of a belief about the past, karmic bonds, karmic ties, a release of a spirituality or a religion, even possibly, a release to the victim mentality, because it can be this one who sacrifices. It takes on that role of the martyr, and it can take on the vibration of, oh, look what I've done. I did it all for you. Like almost a resentment builds up, right? Subconscious beliefs about your subconscious beliefs about authority figures, about public figures, superstars, movie stars, rock stars, public figures in general, and the influences you've been under, the release, and knowing, seeing how it has been detrimental. What is it? What has been detrimental for you, right? Let go whatever it was and grab a hold of the bull's horns, because new dreams, right? New dreams, possibly new friendships can take you there. New conversations, networking, okay? Take advantage of it. That's the power of that North Node energy. That's the power of, I want to grow. I'm saying, yes, I want to progress. I'm an individual, I'm an independent, and I want progress. If you are Taurus, this is all about the angelic realm for you. This is also about releasing beliefs about friends, releasing beliefs possibly even about what your group mentality thinking was, whether this is online or literally your hopes for humanity, your dreams and your beliefs connected to humanity, connected to social systems. You have this beautiful mixture of service and sacrifice, Taurus. This is interesting energy, learning how to serve the group through spirituality, through prayer, through optimism and hope, through being calm, through faith. This is a time of releasing what no longer works, traditional religion, any authority figure. Because remember, this is friends and group energy for you, Taurus, but it is also people in your life who in some way seem to have authority over you. You have authority over yourself. That's one of the key things here, is to grab a hold of your own authority, your own spirituality, and to, well, rock it. Literally, the space is out there, is different, is unique. So these are the friends that you will have. Your spirituality is in the cosmos. That may sound crazy for you, but who knows? Maybe you get a visit. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe you already had a visit. Maybe you've had a long-held belief about up and out there. If you have, and your connection to it, and your past connected to it, I would love, love, love to hear about that. So for Taurus, a release of friends, a release of beliefs about friends, a release of religion, a release of spirituality, however that looked for you at the time. Remember, we don't throw the baby in the bathwater out. What we do is we hold on to the baby and we get rid of the bathwater. So it doesn't mean you dump everything. You dump what no longer works. And you're moving forward with new and unconventional. Gemini, you are having this in your 10th house, career. If you were working with social media, if you were working in teaching or sales, this would be a thing. It's time for me to let this go, this belief about this thing, because the belief about the thing is connected to the past. It's connected to something that you did already before. And so it's almost like your soul's energy, the soul's memory brings and bleeds it through and makes you feel as though, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. But this is an energy that wants you to grow beyond what you did in the past. So creating, if you are a creative and you get paid professionally to create, this is saying you're going to do something unconventional. It's challenging you and saying, release that past. Release what gives you that nurturing feeling. Go outside of the box and embrace different and new. And of course, technology might be folded in with this because this is where the North Node is. It says, I'm going to bring new ideas, new group energy to you, maybe a new group to network with, maybe new professional conversations, maybe a new boss, maybe you become the boss even. This is a release with a promise for the new because it is a new structure, a new order, but it's tangible. You're here to help build that. So it's new beliefs about the future. Cancer ascendant, Cancer rising. This is so tied to your beliefs connected to spirituality, connected to religion, connected to your future. What am I going to do for the future? Travel plans for the future, your beliefs around justice, your beliefs around freedom, that they get like a direct line from God, manifesting in terms of visuals, like I can get visuals. High levels of sensitivity are amplified here, big time. So this is asking for a release and beliefs about the future. Go to the law, go to the law. It could be spiritual. It could also have to do with the law in terms of the law of the land, because this would be judges and lawyer energy that shows up big here. But I think it's more connected to the laws of the ancient civilizations and the laws that go beyond that, the laws that are universal, the eternal laws, the natural laws, a release of beliefs, but yet embracing new, even off the planet beliefs. Be quite prophetic, and you would probably bring in some big ideas. Some would say, wow, that's like a direct download from the divine. All right, so if you are a Leo ascendant, Leo rising, of healing vulnerabilities, this is a release of shared values. This is a release of the past, of the trauma, my beliefs about those wounds, my belief about the trauma, about the shared values, the shared energy. The wounds here are connected to soul energy. And this stuff is old. It's ancient. The energetic bonds have to be severed. This is where I would say, this is bigger than me. I need help. Because when we have water and water, we're dripping. We're oozing with history and with memory on multiple levels. And we're getting it from multiple planes, not just one particular point in time. Here I am, here's my reality type of thing. So this is the kind of energy in that 8th house placement where I would ask for assistance. For Virgo energy, this is possibly releasing a professional partnership. Maybe it's the belief about a professional partnership. Maybe a spiritual leader. Maybe it's connected to institutional energy, government energy, but a partnership either way, personal and professional, a familiarity with the past and somebody or something that feels secure and stable and nurturing. And the Pisces energy here may mean that I need to have a partner who is going to sacrifice for me, or I'm the one who's always sacrificing, or both. We may both feel like we're always in that sacrificial placement. So the Pisces energy and the victim roles that it can take on, those would be things, the vices would be the things that we want to release and let go. The uniqueness and the creativity when it comes to partnerships. So maybe it's creative partnerships, partnerships with music, partnerships with theater and drama and dramatics. And if it is a partnership, literally, that you're in that is holding you back, this might be the nudge that you need in whatever way you need it. Even if it means I'm just chiseling out me time, as opposed to it's always been we time. Because of the sacrificial tendencies of Pisces, this is no. Now I have to schedule in time for just me. For Libra energy, this will be a very domestic energy, day-to-day routines. It can involve your health. It can involve your job. It can involve whatever it is you do every single day. So for some, this might be pets are involved, people who serve one-on-one, home health care aides. These can be people who provide nursing. These are people who can even work with pets and animals, a domestic even, right? The service industry, people who are really good at, I have a friend, she's got her own business where she goes in and she cleans people's homes. She'll clean homes, she'll clean offices, she'll clean homes that are about to be put on the market. Like there's a whole avenue that opens up on how to serve people one-on-one in their homes. And health is connected to this. So the health of that job, the health of your physical body, the health of the day-to-day routines, like, holy shit, this is killing me, or no, this is really good for me, or a focus on what no longer serves me in terms of my health and what I got to let go of and get rid of. Pisces energy can be addictive energy. It can be a little illusional and delusional. So what I love about the Aquarian energy connected with this eclipse is it can kind of bring a wake-up call of reality to the Pisces energy, which had the luxury of, being in its little dreamland or having its head buried in the sand. So this comes in and it says, let's take a realistic look at things. Anybody who works in institutional energy of any kind. So that can be within education, that can be hospitals, that can be government. Think of anything that would be considered an institution of society. Scorpio energy. For Scorpio energy, this eclipse happens in your 5th house. Romance, children, fun, joy, creativity. This is a release, something you used to do for fun even. This is deeply bonded energy, right? This is that Scorpio stuff which talks about deep, intense emotional connections, soul energy. So when we release something, it is going to be about a belief connected to that, a belief connected to how I used to have a good time, a belief connected to my future in regards to children, or even a romantic partner energy. Creative energy is strong here because it's the water in the water. It's water in a house of creativity. This energy comes alive in an intense way because Scorpio brings the past with it. It just oozes out of that house, that placement. It comes through in a very commanding, authoritative way. So usually with the water in the 5th house, the connection and the play becomes escape energy, like I need to escape. So perhaps we're releasing the need and the ways that we used to have a good time to escape, especially if they are no longer healthy, like we just have outgrown them, right? Like they were never really healthy to begin with. It may have involved substances. After all, it is Pisces energy. And some people, they use nature to escape. So there's lots of healthy alternatives. But having fun and romance and play is what the 5th house is all about. How I can be in my happy place and feel like a child again. Physical action here is what this energy is. Moving on to Sagittarius, this is happening in the home and family department. So this may talk about a release of literally a physical home. This may talk about mom energy, like a loss of mom. This may talk about a loss of anybody in your life, tribal energy of these people feel like family for me. This is what family feels like. And there's some deep bonds here for Sagittarius rising. Like these people and you go way back. This is water in a water placement. So the memory, the ancestry, it's deep here. It's on a soul level other than a blood level. It goes back. Or maybe it is your belief about home and what you felt you needed to feel safe and secure. When people have the Pisces in the 4th house, these people go really deep, highly intuitive and sensitive to family members, to feminine energy, to anybody that it shares the past with on any level. The empathic qualities, the sensitivities, the sponge energy of taking on and sacrificing for others. Holy crap. There's probably a whole lot here that might be outdated where it's time to release and time to find a way to separate. Establishing some boundaries here is a necessity for survival, okay? To maybe release a little bit of the idealism and maybe fantasy around home, around mom, around nurturing, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whatever that is, using sound, using things that will help you to be more serene and calm and feeling less isolated, right? Energetically, to feel that you can handle whatever comes your way. Some meditative work may prove beneficial for you to know that you can handle, okay? Because the Aquarius energy of that North Node, it can bring shocking energy, right? And so that might be a difficult mixture. That might be a difficult mixture if we haven't prepared for that which is unpredictable. If you're Capricorn energy, this is with your thinking and your thoughts. This is your beliefs in the way communications should occur. The beliefs about what you think about, what's going on in your mind. This energy, it can come across as calm and smooth, and it can even be, like there's a lot of artistic, it might even be silver-tongued energy at times because it's in the third house of the communicator and of the writer. These people can write music and poetry and make-believe and fantasy. You follow? So they can be very powerful influencers in this location. So there might be something here where it's time to release maybe my addiction to this, my addiction to that, because movies, the screen, music, there might be something here that that has always been part of the soul's story. We're getting rid of what no longer works. We're releasing what was how I acted when I was a kid. But I'm grown now, right? I'm trying to make progress, and I'm trying to figure out, what does that look like? What does this energy look like when it grows up, when it becomes more mature, when it takes on more responsibility, more self-accountability, and talking and communication style, right? And Pisces can be wonderful in communication style. It can be very inspiring for people. It can be very soothing for people. At the same time, it can be quite tricky, and you might not even know it, because the Gemini energy of that third house can speak out of both sides of the mouth. And Pisces, being an actor, right? Being the master of the silver tongue, being, highly influential, may not realize that it comes across that way at times, right? So there just might be some things where, if communication was a problem, if things were always getting, it's a mess. This is what I said. This is what I thought I said. This is what I meant to say. This is what I meant by when I said that, kind of thing. Yeah, this is, in general, this can be a tricky placement. Great for art, great for creating, not so great for calculating, not so great for paying the bills, not so great for, for real structured learning and whatnot, right? This is more of kumbaya and prayer and meditation and escape and fantasy energy. So learning in my mind, the release possibly of a communication style, maybe even a sibling, maybe a coworker. This may be a release in the belief about the spirituality connected to my prayer, literally, because what is prayer but words, right? I mean, obviously we can do that here, but many times it can be very structured. So this can be chanting, because, song comes into this. Song and sound comes into this energy. So a release, maybe even of a way that you were creating, a release of maybe even social media in general, a release of being under the influence of influencers. If you are Aquarius rising, this is happening. The eclipse occurs in your second house of income, values, money, and desires. This is possibly my job. This is my creature comforts for Aquarius energy. This is possibly your beliefs connected to how I make money. Your beliefs connected to earth energy would be really big here too. Nature and the planet. This would be huge. And so the release about this, I got to believe, says it's time to take the rose-colored glasses off. It's time to look at this more realistically. It's time to see, to perceive, to change the perceptions of a value or a desire. Pisces in the second can be difficult for people with addictions. It just is, because Venus energy is, this is what I'm addicted to, and that's the second house. Pisces says, but I have the desire to escape. Oh, what a great couple. Venus and Pisces, they come together and they can make it happen, right? So there might be things that you used to do to escape, because a desire for escape, a desire for fantasy, a desire for make-believe, and for things to be, oh, whatever, however it is you've dreamed about in your mind. There's something here that says it's time to bring something down to earth. It's time to keep dreaming, keep believing, have your faith. But if we're dealing with addictions, and it doesn't have to be addiction in terms of I'm using substances. We can be addicted to any damn thing. We can be addicted to movies. We can be addicted to attention. We could be addicted to honey. We could be addicted to shoes. We could be, there's things in the material, the tangible, they take us and they elevate us to another space and time. And so the desire and fantasy is so strong with this that I would love to hear from you how this shows up in your life. How does your Pisces in the second house of desire show up? Because it's a mixture of my dream, right? Like, this is my dream and this is my fantasy. You could be creative with food. You could be a great vocalist with this energy. You might be using it in a creative way, which would be phenomenal. This would be the best way to use this energy because it's a lot of creative energy. Second house is creative, so is Pisces. So a release of the past, a release possibly of how you used to create, but a belief about your values. What are you addicted to? What is your desire? What do you feel that is part of the dream picture for your creature comforts? Because this is asking you to release. This is asking you that it's time to make room for the new. It's time to ascend. And the new is different, is exciting, is something that likely is not on my radar or your radar either. If you are a Pisces, this is in your first house. Pisces energy, this is an eclipse. First house is all about my appearance. This is me. This is, in particular, my head. I might look like a movie star, right? I might look like a public figure or somebody they're walking down the street and be like, God damn, should I know that person? Are they somebody? They look like they would be somebody, public figure. This can be stage and screen. This can be, I'm a musician, even if I'm not known, right? There can just be something about the appearance, the first house, where we have this look of, damn, something quite, because royalty is Pisces energy, presidential energy, people who are just like heads of state. There's something almost godly like with Pisces energy. You would think of rock stars, right? They're like, they seem, like, holy shit, how do they do that? And look at them, look what they're doing, and look how they look while they're doing it. It's like, wow, man, you can see like divine energy just oozing the hell out of them, right? Michael Jackson had that beautiful aura, just oozed right out of him. Dude could just stand there, not say a word, not even move. And God forbid he moves. He lifts a hand and touches his glasses and the crowd freaking loses it, right? So that's that Pisces energy. Now, what's tricky about the Pisces in the first is it is an actor. So you can change the way you look. You can change your costume, change your hair, change whether it's the length, whether it's the color, put a hat on, take a hat off. Like, it's all about the appearance here. So your shape, your size You're releasing something. So normally a release in my appearance. So maybe I start to stay indoors a little bit more for whatever reason. Yes, for some this might mean, do I actually have to be in a hospital? Because that's Pisces, healing institutions, right? It can be literally that way, or it can be the other way, where I become somebody else. I take on a different appearance. I change my appearance altogether. It's like the chameleon Pisces energy. It is the shapeshifter for sure. So it's got this magical vibration to it. Same thing, Michael Jackson, right? The shapeshifter energy of looking like somebody one minute and the next minute wearing a disguise and we can't tell who they are. But something almost otherworldly, something almost divine with that energy. This may also have to do with your location, because it's your body, it's your physical body and where you are located. So sometimes if we make changes in our daily routines, our job, sometimes if we move, then something about our location has moved and has changed. Pisces energy suggests going somewhere different, literally across the pond, looking like a foreigner, like you're wherever you are, you kind of don't fit in. You kind of look like you belong somewhere else, right? That's the Pisces energy. So making a change and maybe taking on some more spiritual roles. So maybe if you were somebody who was more like a public figure or an influencer, or who just had like that aura, of like that rock star aura, or something, I don't know, just something, even just a major creative, right? There's something with the release of this eclipse energy that says this is kind of part of what needs to be released now. And so we're moving through a process. We are releasing the past, the emotions connected to the past even. Pisces is about a surrender and about unity and bringing everything together as one. And with the hopes of moving forward and bringing in something new and different and unconventional. And remember, if we embrace the energy of experimental energy of the scientists, which says, I don't have the answer. I don't know exactly where this is taking me, but I know with the Aquarius energy, by networking, there can and will be improvements. So we're releasing our old perceptions that no longer serve us, establishing healthy boundaries, establishing faith within ourselves, because when we do that, we are building faith in each other, because the promise of the new is within the group energy. And this is the time to let go of what has been holding you back and to embrace the new.